Hi garden friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Era and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I garden in Georgia, Zone 8A. For today's video, I'm very excited. I just got back from Growers Outlet. They literally just opened a couple days ago, and this is the first weekend they're fully open. And I headed up there this morning and I have a lot of plants to show you guys, so let's check it out. Okay, so here is a little quick view of what I got. As you can see, nothing's really flowering. It is the middle of February. There's really nothing flowering right now except for the camellias and maybe an anemone, maybe some hellebore or something. But most of the things that were up there, they were either spring blooming or early summer blooming, or they were evergreen, or they were things that can take a frost, right? Or things that were maybe semi-evergreen, or something that does well over here in 7B to 8A. First up, I picked up some butterfly bushes. You guys know I'm a big fan of butterfly bushes. This particular one here is the Monarch series. This one is the Queen of Hearts. This beauty here was only $6 for a 1 gallon, right? And here is the tag right here. Right, 1 gallon, Queen of Hearts. Now, this one has like a fuchsia pink color, which is perfect. Now, they had all types of colors up there. They have all types of varieties up there. Now, butterfly bushes are semi-evergreen for us. For me personally, they don't go completely to sleep. This is what my butterfly bushes in my yard look like right now. Now, last year when I went up there, they had these on sale during the summertime, like in the full-blown summer. It was on sale for 5 for $20. So I'm losing out on an extra one here because it's not on sale. But it's still fine though. I think $6 for a butterfly bush that will grow reliably here for me in 8A is quite fine. This particular one here only grows 2.5 to 3 feet tall, which is perfect for where I want to put it in the side yard. Now, you guys know I'm a big fan of pollinators, and I like to buy plants that the pollinators will enjoy, and I think butterfly bushes are great for bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds. Now, let me know if you have the Queen of Hearts and how it does in your yard. And like I said, I have it looks like 7 of them. And I definitely will give you an update on them once I get them in the ground. Next up is a Nephophia, also known as red hot poker. Now, this particular one here is called Rocket Junior. Here's a tag right here, Rocket Junior. 1 gallon, these were $7. Now, obviously there's no flowers on it. I wasn't sure what color it was because some of them have red, some have a nice orange color, some are yellow. When I looked this up, it said it was orange and yellow. It looks like a snow cone, kind of. So I'm just trusting that picture that they have online and also at the Growers Outlet to see if it actually looks like that. But what I can say is that these foliage look really nice and healthy. What I like about this one is it won't grow as tall, and it is strappy. And I do like the fact that it has a different type of texture to the leaves, right? Because, you know, some leaves are broad and flat and light green. This one is more strappy, and I really like it. So I picked up 6 of these, right? This is the Rocket Junior Nephophia. Have this in my yard. I had bought it. I have two different types. I have ones that I bought at the store at Home Depot on sale over the years. And I actually have 1 or 2 that I bought buying the bulb or the rhizome, and didn't bloom in the first year. Bloomed really nicely. You'll definitely see it this year again. This is his 3rd year. It's coming up, and it does well the 2nd and the 3rd year. So I can't wait to show you that. But I was excited to see this because, again, it's orange, nice colors that the butterflies and the hummingbirds like. Let me know if you have Nephophia in your yard and how they do. I picked up some Color Guard yucca. Love these because they were evergreen. They are very hardy, guys. They can go down to zone 5, and also they are not water hogs, right? And they look great, right? This is also chartreuse. You guys know I'm a fan of anything that is chartreuse, and in the winter they have more of a red hue. During the summer and the spring it'll be more of a yellow and green, but then wintertime you can see more of a red twinge to it. You can see the filaments here. Those little thread like things are filaments. They look really nice, and they do well in my yard. What I know about these are that they are a taproot, right? So they're not the easiest to remove and move all over the place because they have one straight root going down and then they have the string roots attached to it. But I have these in my yard, got them from a nursery years ago, wasn't happy with what they look like when I got them, but now they're looking great. But these ones, the ones from the Growers Outlet, here it is right here, 1 gallon yucca color guard. And these were, I think they were $7. $7 or $8 each, which was great. And because they're evergreen, I have a perfect spot for them. Let me know if you have the yucca color guard and how it does in your yard. I didn't mean to pick this guy up. I must have taken it up and read about it and decided to put it back, but for whatever reason, it made its way back into the car with me and came home. This guy here is a plum smoky mullein. Let me know if you have this guy. It says it's a biennial, and I try to minimize buying biennials because biennials, they grow on, they work on roots the first year, they bloom in the second year, they reseed, they don't live long, and I don't have this in my yard. And like I said, I might have picked it up just to read about it, but it made its way home. Let me know if you have this guy in your yard and how it does. Again, this is what they're calling it, plum smoky mullein. It says it is a 1 gallon, and I believe this must have been $5 or $6. Next up, they had some big blue sea hollies for $5. Now, I am a fan of sea hollies. I bought sea hollies a couple years ago as the rhizome or the root. It did not bloom the first year. Second year, it came up blazing. It is amazing. It has these really nice purpley, bluey, spiky, thistle-like flowers that the pollinators love. What I do like about this is you might not see a lot of bees, you might not see a lot of butterflies or hummingbirds, but you will see other types of pollinators out there. I think that quite too often we think that pollinators mean birds, butterfly, bees, and hummingbirds, but there's so many more out there. And this particular sea holly, now I don't have this particular version, right? I just have something that says blue sea holly that I bought at the store years ago as a rhizome. But this one is a big blue sea holly. I'm not exactly sure if it's the exact same one that I have. And the official name is Eryngium. You've heard me mention the Eryngium in my yard. Let me know if you have this guy and how it does. Okay, so we also have some calamint that I picked up. These were $6 in a 1 gallon. This one here is part of the Nepeta series. It's in a 6 inch container, right? But I won't put this in the ground, right off the bat. I'll put it in a container, watch what it does, see how it does, and if it's the same type of Nepeta like I buy from Home Depot. Because anything that has the word mint in it, I have to be very careful. Let me know if you have calamint. Now, what I like about these is that when you brush against this, it smells absolutely amazing. When you crush the leaves, it smells amazing. So it definitely might be something that is deer resistant. Let me know if you have experience with this one. I ended up buying 3 of the calamint. They had beard tongue. This particular one here is Mystica. Now this again is in a smaller container, and these were 4 for $10. 4 for $10 for the Mystica beard tongue. Here's the tag right there. Right? And they're also known as penstemon. Now, the penstemons that I've bought from Home Depot and Lowe's don't do absolutely amazing, but I'm going to give these a particular try. I like their foliage, different from the types of penstemons that I've seen before. Let me know if you have this one. And like I said, I bought these for 4 for $10. Now, when I looked at the picture, this has a really nice white flower, so I can't wait to show you. They also have this beauty here, which is an electric blue Foothill penstemon. I got 3 of those. These were $7. These are looking really nice and healthy. Let me know if you have these guys. I bought 3 of them. Now, just full disclosure, guys, pretty much what I've been showing you so far are going to be all full sun. Next up, I picked up some hellebore. And I picked up 3 different varieties. These were either $9 or $6. So this particular one here is the Eternal Spark. Eternal Spark was $6. Lenten Rose, it's not really a rose. We know it is something that blooms in the winter and the early spring. It's an evergreen for me, and it blooms in the spring into winter and spring. Now, so this one was $6, but this one here was $9, right? And this beauty here is called the North Star Garnet Frills Lenten Rose, right? And then there's another one called North Star Crystalline Lenten Rose. Let me know if you have any of these. Now, obviously, we're in February. These are going to probably bloom until around the Lent season, hence the name Lenten season. And depending on how the weather is, it might even go into April, but they will not bloom, when it's hot. They don't like the heat. They definitely like the cooler weather. I came to Lenten Rose, also known as Hellebore, late. I used to always complain about how they're so expensive because I usually see them online for so much money, and in the stores they're so expensive. But Growers Outlet has them for $6, $9, $15, two for $25. So definitely check them out if you're looking for Lenten Rose. Now, these are looking really, really nice and healthy, and I'm not worried about them not putting on a nice show this year. Obviously, I just bought them. But definitely next year, I will give you an update on how these guys do. All right, so they also had mountain mint. Now, I know of mountain mint, and I know I'm not going to put it in the ground right now or even ever. I'm not sure. But mountain mint, I know a friend who has one, and her yard is swarming with bees around this plant. Now, this particular one here, let me just check the variety. It says clustered mountain mint. It's a native, 1 gallon, and I believe this was $7. I got two of them. Now, because I don't have any experience with them and I'm only going off what she has in her yard, I'm not gonna put it in the ground simply because it's a mint. I'm gonna test it out in the container, see how it does, read a little bit more about it, see how it performs, and then I'll decide where I'm gonna put it, if I put it in the ground or if we're gonna make it live it in a container. Let me know if you have mountain mint and how they do in your yard. Again, I got two, and they look really nice and healthy. They also had Geums. Now, I tried Geums when I first moved here. I tried Geums, but I think it's because I might have had them in an area that was a little bit too wet, right? And I never really messed with them because sometimes when I see Geums in the store, especially in the big box stores, they always look rough and beat up, and I'm just not drawn to them. I'm gonna give them one more go. That's my theme this year, guys. I'm gonna give everybody one last chance, and then that's the end of the story. Now, this particular one here is called the Rustico Orange. And they have it, at first I didn't realize it was a Geum, right? Because it said Avens on the actual marker in the store. But then I realized it's actually a Geum. Geum Rustico Orange. So of course it's an orange color. You guys know I'm a fan of orange. I'm a fan of blue. I'm a fan of yellow in the garden and purple. So I picked up three of these, and I believe that these Geums were $7. And that pretty much was the theme, guys. Everything was either $5, $6, $7, or $9. Finally, they had this beauty here. This guy here, I've never seen it before in any of my stores, right? And when I walked into the store, there was this lady. She was so happy. She was stacking her cart with it. So I asked her, like, what's this plant? Like, you're so excited about the plant. And she was like, I've been looking for this plant. I've been looking for this plant. And she motioned to her husband to come get a bunch of them, right? So I looked it up, and I was like, oh, wow, this is really, really pretty. This is Acanthus Whitewater. Let me know if you have this guy. Now, it says it's a shade plant, and it says that it puts up these really nice white flowers. I don't know if that's going to happen for me this year or whatever the story is. I don't know the growth habit or anything. I just did a quick look up. But definitely when it's time to plant it, I'm going to make a conscious effort to look it up. But she kind of made me buy it because I was like, she was just so happy and excited. And it's a shade plant, so I have shade. You guys know I have shade under its trees. So I'm going to give it a go. This, however, was $10. This was literally the most expensive plant that I got. This was $10. Everything else was $5, $6, $7, $8, or $9. Let me know if you have this guy or how it does in your yard. Again, it's the Acanthus Whitewater. So that is pretty much what I have today, guys. from Growers Outlet. I'm very, very excited. Didn't mean to buy all this, but it's really hard to walk away when you see these $5 and $6 and $8 plants. Now, they did give me a free hyacinth. I guess when you spend a certain amount of money, you get a free hyacinth, which is why this random hyacinth is right here, right? I normally don't buy hyacinths because they don't do really well in my yard, but you know, free is free and I will take it. But anyway, let me know if you have any of these and how they do in your yard. Also, let me know if you've been to Growers Outlet already. They just opened a couple of days ago, guys. I think they opened on I think it was the 10th or the 12th, I'm not sure, but they just opened. So it was the first weekend. Today makes the first weekend that they've been open for the 2026 season, and the place was packed. So you imagine when people start catching their bearings and things start to warm up, it's going to get even more packed when you go to Growers Outlet. Now remember, Growers Outlet is not close to me. It took me an hour and a half to get up there, but now this is my third time going up there. You guys have been telling me about Growers Outlet, and I always say it's too far, but I went up there one time last year and I was hooked. Let me know what you think, guys. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Remember, hit that notification bell so you can be alerted whenever I put out my new videos. Thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.